Roger on Union 121. 34, 1-2-34, come in. 4, you're in route to the battery, suspect 318 East 3rd Street. Roger, on your screen, 318 East 3rd Street. Ed, in the parking lot.
Hello and welcome to Covert Coaching. My name is Joshua Lee Graham. I'm here with Mark Daniels and Mr. Richard Willett.
Hello.
I don't know why I put Mr. on the start of yours, but
it's better than Mrs. To be
it
honest.
is.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's a good start.
Good
I'm not
start.
anything, apparently.
Sir Daniels.
Yeah, so would it.
So Daniels.
Sir Daniels.
So Daniels.
We sort of make you feel like you've really boosted it up.
Do you know
and
what?
It's
Yeah.
You're
fine. It's
making me.
absolutely good.
Yeah, you're making me quite angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's handy
Oh, that's
because
handy.
the subject of today's podcast is
Anger. There we
Anger.
go, guys. So, what we want to talk to you about today is dealing with anger. So, off the back of last week, obviously, we were speaking about saying no. So, if you know, if you did do it, let us know how you got on. What we want to talk about, as the guys said this week, is anger. So, Mark, let's start with you. How, what makes you angry? To start with, let's start with the triggers.
Yeah, it's as most people know, we've been doing our memory energy therapy,
Yep.
which has completely changed my outlook on things like getting angry.
Yep.
Completely changed from the point of view, and I think I've told this story, but just after we went to America and learnt about memory energy, we came back and someone crashed into my brand new car, which was like a few weeks old. And there was a time I would have gone fairly crazy, possibly used a few swear words, possibly got out the car, jumped up and down, screamed and shouted, and caused a bit of a scene. But I actually got out of the car and I was like, "Don't worry, love. It's only a car." There's no way I would have done that beforehand. And I think what the way I used to deal with it, so something like that, I would have looked at everybody else to blame.
Yep.
Wasn't my fault.
Yep.
It's your fault.
Yep.
You done it. You're going to deal with this problem. You're going to sort out, and I would have then carried that throughout the next probably 5 days.
Yep.
So I would have built it up inside, and, it would have been, and then I would have told everybody I met, do you know what just happened to me? Do you know what just happened? This stupid old girl crashed into the back of my... It was only 5 bloody weeks old, my truck, and someone's crashed. And I would have let it build up and up and up and up and up. And what I learned so powerfully when we were over in America was to release that. And what I got out of my car, and number one, it was this elderly lady, and I wasn't going to go batshit crazy at this elderly lady. I got out of the car, and it was just, I was more actually worried about her because she'd
rolled off the bonnet.
No, she wasn't quite that bad.
Oh, okay.
No, she was, but she was clearly a little bit shaken up. I mean, it's only, she tapped the back of my. I mean, it wasn't anything serious, and that's now being repaired, and that's all fine. But it was instantly. I was far more concerned for her and making sure she was okay, and she was clearly a little bit shook up, and I was able to deal with it totally differently.
I think.
But then after the event, as I went on throughout the day, by the time I got home, I'd forgotten. It was a little dent in the back of my car. It didn't matter anymore. Whereas, like I say, there was a time I would have taken. I'd probably carried that for about 7 days. Told everybody I met, got angry every time I told the story. And just being able to literally just release it and let it go at the point of it happening. And putting it into perspective, really.
I think this is I think everything that you've just explained there is extremely powerful. So I'm just gonna share my perception of what I've taken from your story.
Okay.
So there was the trigger. You identified the trigger.
Yep.
Okay. You knew it was something that you would have reacted to in a certain way before. Okay, but because you were now sort of aware that this was a situation that could make you angry, and then you also looked at the effects that it could normally have in terms of, you could end up having a go at this lady, taking it out on friends, family, whoever, like work, whoever you saw that day, and carry it on for a longer time. So can you just share a little bit about, because it's one thing seeing the awareness. How is it that in such a short space of time you were able to go from looking at it as, oh my god, this lady, she's hit my car, to she's an elderly lady, she's shooken up, how is she okay? Can you talk to us a bit about that transition?
Yes, certainly. At the risk of it turning into a little bit of an advert for the memory therapy stuff we're doing, it was the ability to look back at other. Well, no, let's go back a bit. When a situation happens, you automatically compare it to other situations that have happened in your life. And, every time you make a decision, it's based on previous decisions you made and whether they worked out for good or bad. Yeah. And when something like that happens, you automatically deal with it the same way you've always dealt with it, because that's how I dealt with this situation before, so I'm going to deal with it again. By doing the memory therapy, we were able to release all of the emotions and the feelings attached to all of those memories. Yeah. So every time that I've been in a situation and got angry before, I was able to release the emotions and feelings attached to that. Yeah. And so what I found, and it was a really good test actually, because literally the day after we got back from America, this happened, and instantly I just, and afterwards I thought, God, I dealt with that so well. Yeah. I dealt with that really well, or professionally, or sensibly, or whichever way you want to look at it. And like I say, by the time I'd driven home, I'd pretty much forgotten. I mean, I've mentioned. I told you guys. Oh, someone crashing. Someone hit about my truck.
You only mentioned it like halfway through the day.
It wasn't like. Whereas before that would have been like the first time I come into work, you're never going to believe what happened to me yesterday, Richard. God, and I would have started the day off by getting angry again. So I think through doing that and being able to release those emotions attached to those memories, when it happened again, I was able to look at it with a clear head, like it was the first time anything like this had ever happened to me, and make a sensible decision based on reality, not exactly. I was standing there looking at it, and there's a little dent in the front of hers and a little one in the back of mine, and it didn't matter, and she was okay, which was the important thing. So situations like that can turn bad very quickly when, especially when you've got elderly lady there who's straight away she was like, well, I've never I haven't had an accident in 53 years driving, all this sort of stuff, and she was having a little bit of a
panic attack.
A little bit of a panic attack, and so my concern was straight away was for her, and it was like, don't worry about the cars, love. It's just a car.
I think that's huge, and for people to realise that we're in no way, shape or form saying that we're in a position where we are. We never get angry, for instance. So you'll get angry. People get angry, and that's fine. But it's how you then deal with that situation. So, Rich, again, what's your perception?
Barney's there. All right, Barney.
Oh, Barney.
And then we'll just cut it there.
I've actually left the door there, so not keep going.
Come in.
Right.
What's up? You all right?
While I'm here, I'd look. I want this.
What's wrong? Take that, man.
Have it. This solid.
You all right?
What time today?
Actually,
no, because I put my head around boys.
What time today?
4:30.
4:30 at day.
4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Brilliant stuff.
Be with him.
We're out again now, fellas.
Thank you.
I do apologise.
You're right.
No problem.
So what were we saying?
So if we just go back, if we cut it to where I'm just.
That's fine. We'll just
So Rich, what again? Tell us a bit of a perception about your how you cope with anger.
I just had to look into. I started actually only recently looking into reasons why I get angry. I think I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago with a guy called Richard Grandin, and that was about emotional abuse, and I realised a lot of it went back to that without going too deep into it. And it comes from fear, and it's the exact flare up of fear of being taken advantage of. Yeah. It just comes out of nowhere, and I'll get really angry very, very quickly, and it's just that fear, that bruise is still there. So anger comes to me through the worry of being taken advantage of, or taking the mickey out of, and that was so just understanding that made me realise to watch out for the signs for it, and then just sit with it. Yeah. To sit with the anger for a little while and just let it simmer down. Don't do anything. So just not reacting. Little things. Just I always had to get things done very quickly. Still have it now. I had to get tick list done. Done. I'm trying my best to sit back off of that. And little things like Mark said, don't answer emails straight away. Stuck in my head, stop doing that. Now I don't have the urge to answer them straight away. But just little things like that, I've always had to get things done.
Yeah.
And I realised, for me, there was several things, but it became a problem of getting left behind. When I was younger, I had a problem with my esophagus. So when I ate, I was always the last one in the dinner room. Always, every day.
Yeah.
So the need to keep up was always there, or get left behind. So the fear of getting left behind or taken advantage of just flares up anger in me.
And have you changed the way you deal with that when that happens now then? Or
I just don't react as much.
Okay.
I think
the anger's still there,
Yeah,
but it's gradually getting a little bit less. But I just don't react as quick because I'm aware of it more. But it's a constant acknowledgement of that's why you're feeling like that. It's actually not real.
From what both of you have said as well, although you've said there you don't react as quick, I think you are reacting much quicker but in a different way. So you're reacting in a way where you're looking at it from a different perspective and you're running through it in a different way. So if we're in terms of, again, I want to set this is straight off the top of the head, I want to set a challenge. So if I just want to again say thank you both of you, because obviously it's not, especially for men, to be able to talk about things like this and to be able to share it is difficult because you don't really know how to cope with it. But obviously you've both clearly dealt with, or not dealt with completely, but obviously it's you understand that it's a process of dealing with these things. So if you struggle with anger, again, if you know somebody who struggles with anger, again, share this video, tag them in it, because I want to set you a challenge, and it's to do with the awareness. So that's been a big theme for both of you, certainly. So what makes you angry? So this literally just started from one question: what makes you angry? When you can identify what it is that actually makes you angry, okay, what is it about this that I get angry about? And when you can peel back to the core of what it is, like, again, straight away, Rich, obviously this could have taken ages for people to get to, but for you to get to that place of, okay, it's to do with the fear, it's to do with the being stuck behind.
Yes.
Not a lot of people won't know that, and they don't know that they obviously it's there, but they don't know that it's there. They don't know that bruise is there. So guys, really sort of take some time, write down what makes you angry, and just keep pushing it and take it as far as you can. And just through speaking to these guys, you can hear that once you're aware of what it is, you can then make a choice from that trigger how you're gonna cope with it.
Yeah, and I think anger isn't a bad thing. It can help protect you. It's
Absolutely,
there for a reason. It's just it's almost like inappropriate anger.
I think it's one of the emotions that can make you do silly things in the moment. And I think any successful person, I don't mean just success in business and monetary, I mean anybody successful in achieving what they want to achieve, it's one of the first emotions they've probably learnt to control, or learnt to spend a little bit more time thinking about. So just thinking back, just think back to the last time you got angry. Last time you got angry with somebody, what was it that triggered it? What was it that was said or done or whatever that brought that flare up? Because 9 times out of 10, it's not the situation. It's not when you actually think about it afterwards. You sort of, I think most people probably look back when they got angry and sort of thought, that was all a bit silly. That was a bit, that could have been dealt with differently. It's just that immediate reaction to it. And when you start looking at previous times, you start thinking about, let's say when you got angry last time, what it was that caused it, what it was, and how you could have dealt with it differently. You then start thinking, next time it happens, you start thinking, I could actually achieve more out of this than, last time just caused a whole week of pain. If I deal with it slightly different, yes, I'm still going to get angry, but it's maybe only going to be angry for an hour. Yeah. And then over time, you'll learn to just brush it off there and then, really. I mean, when this little old lady sort of crashed into the back of me, I went, and swore a couple of words. But then I got out and I was completely, it's not that thing where, you fall over and break your arm, you're supposed to jump around and be happy about it.
There's
It's not.
the
That's not what
differences
we're
there,
talking
yeah,
about.
It's realistic.
So having a realistic reaction at that moment.
Because you will
yeah.
feel angry.
Well, this
Like
is
you
it,
will
yeah.
still feel
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
But gradually the flame will just get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
I still feel angry. I feel anxious now just talking about it. But it's a little bit less and a little bit less. If I've built up that anger over 36 years of my life, I ain't
Yeah.
going to get rid of it overnight.
Exactly. Yeah.
And don't expect to, because you only get angry.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, so it's a process of, or it's like almost like a back engineering of it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's clear to see that anger is a reaction. So it's a reaction in the moment, but it can have an effect on actions that you're going to take. So really sit with that. Really identify that anger is a reaction, and you can start by identifying what it is that triggers it, and just be with that, and just see how can like you said, you've managed to get to a point where why why it's there, how it's there, and it how you show up now to anger is differently. Mark, exact same with you. So you show up differently around anger now. It's be very easy to, like I said, be with that anger, keep it inside of you, and it then has an impact on everyone else around you.
Massively.
Like it's released. It's just allow it to release from you, because if you hold on to it, you're keeping that in, and you're only gonna spread it. So just find ways to deal with it, guys. There's if anybody wants to reach out and be able to talk to any of us about it in more in depth, then definitely let us know, because it's something that we're here to support with. So if start with the identity. Okay, ask yourself that question, simple question, but what makes me angry? Okay, as always, guys, we're Success4 Global on all social media platforms. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tag people who will get value from this. Okay, and share it, because this could make a big impact on someone's life.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Roger on Union 121. 34, 134, come in. 4, you're in route to the battery, suspect 318 East 3rd Street. Roger, on your screen, 318